Shut this conversation down right now.
Okay, the priestess.
From the rest of the day, my costume.
The priestess should actually be Virgo intacta. Or specially dedicated to the service of the Great Order. Now, we all know from Kenneth Grant's footnote, which I haven't seen the original, so I can't verify if it's really true. Kenneth Grant says that he has a manuscript marginalia where Crowley said that this meant that, where Crowley had written in, i.e. a confirmed whore at this point. I haven't seen it. I can't attest to the accuracy of that.
You said the Great Order. Mine says the Great Order.
It is the Great Order. It is the Great Order.
Well, virgin only means unmarried woman, doesn't it, in the ancient Hebrew? Doesn't mean she has never...
Let's have an expert expound on what does virgin really mean etymologically, historically. Somebody volunteer for this one. I'm not qualified.
Some.
Young woman.
Okay.
Better.
Okay.
Generally unmarried.
My interpretation of this whole thing is, especially, the idea, especially knowing Crowley's idea of chastity. If you read the chapter on chastity in Little Essays Toward Truth, you will understand that the Thelemic idea of chastity is not exactly the same as the Roman Catholic idea.
How about a compromise? How about a compromise? A young unmarried whore.
But it does have some similarities. And if you go back to the word, even back to the word sacred, if you look at the origins of that word and what it originally meant, that all those words like sacred originally meant something that was set aside for a specific purpose, something that was consecrated. Even consecrated means the same thing. It's set aside for a specific purpose and nothing else. Okay, it's dedicated to something. It's devoted to something. And our interpretation, of course, is this is devoted to some spiritual purpose. And, of course, in standard medieval religion, that would have been dedicated to whatever the idea of religious purpose was at that time. Okay? The same general concept applies to us. The priestess, whether she's actually Virgo intact or not, the idea is that she is pure. Her energies are directed. Her energies are devoted to, as it says in here, the Great Order. The term the Great Order is subject to interpretation, but my Freudian slip sort of shows what I think that means. That means that the priestess, all of the priestess's energies are devoted, are dedicated to the Great Order. Okay, and this is kind of what I've added in the priestess ordination ceremony that we use. We have that wording in there. Do you dedicate yourself to the service of the Great Order? So she's clothed in white, blue, and gold. She bears the sword from a red girdle, and the patent host or the case of love. The sword from the red girdle, both of those have interesting both interpretations. And, at the risk of being a center of pestilence, I'll just say that the sword, you can look at chapter